Hello everyone, I'm Neeraj, part of Kepro open source platform working as a cloud infrastructure lead. Today we are going to discuss about introduction of database services. So we are going to discuss here AWS database services, detail of AWS database services, use case of database services, and take away from this session. Basically, we are now going to start a new topic, databases in AWS, and this is the introduction section where we will go and discuss what are the database services present in AWS and the introduction of each database services. And in our future videos, we'll go in a detail for each and every specific database services with their lab. So let's start. So AWS database services. AWS offer the broad range of database purpose built for your specific application use case. So according to your application use case, you can use a database service of AWS. Well, I just wanted to take you a bit back when we were discussing EC2 server. So the EC2 server is a virtual machine that you can launch in the cloud. It's very similar to provisioning your server, installing operating system. It was a time-taking process. Similarly, here what you have to do is choose an operating system, choose the configuration, and launch an EC2 machine so your server will be ready. Similar fashion in the database, in traditional data center, if you have to install a database, you need a server, you need an operating system, then you can install it. You have to check all the pros and cons, RPM, all the prerequisite for the server, and then you have to start your database. So you will have a question here, can I do similar in AWS because I can launching an EC2 server? Yes, you can do it. You launch an EC2 server, you download your binary for MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, install it and do it. Apart from that, this is the very traditional way that we follow in our data center. But again, you'll have a question. This is the normal way. Is AWS provide any kind of database services? Yes, AWS provide it, and that we are going to discuss what AWS offered. So it offered the broad range of database purpose built for your specific application use case. So what are those? AWS RDS. AWS RDS is very famous. It's relational database services. Second, AWS NoSQL database services. AWS Graph database service. AWS in-memory database service. AWS time series database service, AWS laser database service. Sometimes it's a AWS LDDB service, laser database service. So we'll go each and every services as an introduction. What is relational database service? So relational database service make it easy to set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the cloud. Means that it is a kind of managed services. If you are going to use RDS, relational database service, you don't have to launch an EC2 server, download it. What you have to do is you have to choose which database you want and which version you want, any specific configuration you want, which kind of backup strategy you want. Click and launch it. You don't have to provision an operating system. It will do everything for you in the backend. So here the RDS, when you talk about RDS, it is completely relation to the databases which are relational databases. So it provides a cost-effective and resizable capacity while automating the time-consuming administration tasks such as hardware provisioning, database setup, patching, backup. All this is automated. You don't have to bother about. And you don't need high skill of DB database knowledge to look into, because all this will be taken care by Amazon AWS service. RDMS is available on the several database instance type. Several database instance type is memory for optimize performance and IO and provide you with the 6 familiar database engine. So the relational database service, if you're going to work, it has a 6 database service engine on which it works. You have to choose like which database service you want. Used for, what is the use of? Obvious, relational database is used for traditional application, ERP, CRM, e-commerce, as well as a financial application. If it is a transactional application, we can use relational database to maintain the integrity of the data and consistency of the data. Now there are 3 terms will come here when you discuss about relational database service. AWS provide 3 points here. AWS, first one is Amazon Aurora. Amazon Aurora is a AWS provided database. Actually, it's not just a database service, it's a database which is very similar to MySQL and PostgreSQL. Amazon RDS is the service. Actually, it's not the exact database, it's a service which provide to work with RDBMS database engine. Either you can work with MySQL, Postgre, MariaDB, Oracle, and SQL Server. And the third point will come as an Amazon Redshift. It is a database product of AWS, but it is mostly used for data warehousing environment. So when we discuss about RDS only the 5 engine will come: MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, SQL Server. Amazon Aurora is also an RDBMS, but not exact MySQL, but very similar to the MySQL. Amazon Redshift is RDBMS, but it is a data warehousing for the data warehousing purpose. You can use it. And this first and third is Amazon DB product. Second one is database service, relational database service. It's not just any DB, it's a database service. Now, so what are the database available? There's Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, SQL Server, and Amazon Aurora DB. All this belong to either a traditional relational database service, relational database and relational database service. You can say that. Now, what is Amazon AWS NoSQL databases? So the type of NoSQL database service which are currently supported by AWS. Because if you aware of no database services, NoSQL database also depend upon kind of nature it product. It's a document kind of database or it is a key value database. So let's see the type of NoSQL database services which are currently supported by AWS. Key value database. The key value database are optimized to store and retrieve key value pair in the large volume and in milliseconds without performing overhead and a scale limitation of the relational database. And what is the database service for AWS? Amazon DynamoDB. It's a fully managed proprietary NoSQL database service that support key value. And Amazon Dynamo is just not a NoSQL database service. It's a DB product of AWS. And the Amazon DynamoDB is a DB database which is also known as serverless database. You don't know where the server is. It only asks you want to create DynamoDB. Let's start the table name and give the key value and primary key. I mean, we'll go into detail what exactly it is. But Amazon DynamoDB is a NoSQL database product which work on a key value pair. So the second type of NoSQL database services that is used for inter-scale application, real-time bidding, shopping cart, and customer preferences. All this use case you can use this Amazon DynamoDB. Now, document database. The document database are designed to store semi-structured data as document and are intuitive for developer to use because data is typically represented as a readable document. Like document, you are writing some in Microsoft Word, you are writing something note and you save it. That is a document. That is not structured, but that is not also unstructured. That is semi-structured. Right. Very similar kind of like MongoDB is a document database DB. It's a NoSQL DB. It is a document DB. Now, So which database services, AWS services it is? Amazon Document DB. So Amazon Document DB with MongoDB compatibility is the fast, scalable, highly available and fully managed document database service that are support MongoDB workload. So Amazon DynamoDB is just not a database services. It is database itself is a product of AWS. So these are the AWS NoSQL databases present in cloud, AWS cloud. And what is the use case? Use cases for content management, personalization and mobile application. Now come to what is AWS in-memory database service. In-memory database is very similar to time 10, but we'll see here at Oracle time 10 database. In-memory database are used for applications that require real-time access to the data. By storing data directly in the memory, this database provide microsecond latency where millisecond latency is not enough. So what is the AWS product for it? What AWS offer is Amazon Elastic Cache for Redis and Amazon Elastic Cache for Memcached. These two are the service offered by AWS for in-memory database services. So what is the use case? Used for caching, gaming leaderboard and the real-time analytics. Now again another one is AWS Graph Database Service. So what is that? Graph Database Service are used for applications that need to enable millions of users to query and navigate relationship between highly connected graph dataset with a millisecond latency. Like you do work on a Facebook, and when you search page for some friend to friend, the next is coming like the friend recommended to you. In the LinkedIn, these all are a graph database where networking is required. So any kind of social networking application, the graph database work. What Amazon provide is Amazon Neptune, a database service. It's a fast, reliable, fully managed graph database service that make it easy to build and run applications that work with highly connected data sets. The core of Amazon Neptune is a purpose-built, highly performed graph database engine optimized for storing billions of relationships and query the graph with a millisecond latency. What is used for fraud detection, social networking and recommendation engine. Now the another database is AWS Time Series Database Service. What is Time Series Database? A Time Series database is used to efficiently collect, synthesize and derive insight from the enormous amount of data that change over the time, also known as time series data. So which database product service is available? Amazon Time Stream. That is not actually a service, it's a database product of Amazon. Amazon Time Stream is a fast, scalable, fully managed service database services for IoT and operational application that make it easy to store and analyze trillion of events per day at 1/10 of cost of relational database. With the time stream, you can easily store and analyze log data for DevOps, sensor data for IoT application, and industry telemetry data for equipment maintenance. You can say machine log. Mostly the machine log things, if you want to analyze, you can use Amazon Time Stream. Used for IoT application, DevOps, and industry telemetry. AWS Ledger Database Service. Ledger databases are used. Ledger is ledger book. If you have an account book and there is a ledger book. So the ledger database is used when you need a centralized trusted authority to maintain a scalable, complete and cryptographically verified record of transactions. So which database product is Amazon Quantum Ledger Database, QLDB. So sometime if you write in Google or somewhere in documentation, you will get AWS QLDB, Quantum Ledger DB database service database. It is a fully managed ledger database that provides a transparent, immutable and cryptographically verified transactional log owned by a central trusted authority. Ledger are typically used to record a history of economics and financial activity in an organization. Now come to what is the use. Use for system of record, supply chain registration and banking transactions. So these are the AWS database services we have gone through till now, present in AWS Cloud. So what is the takeaway from the session? Below are the database service provided by Amazon Web Service, Amazon Aurora, RDS, Redshift, Amazon DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, Neptune, TimeStream, Amazon Quantum Laser Database, Amazon Document DB, and Oracle RAG. Just an important point, because in RDS most famous RDBMS is RAG. So the Oracle RAG database doesn't support by RDS service. We'll discuss in detail. Once we will go one by one, we'll discuss in detail. So the next topic we are going to discuss about AWS RDS service, Amazon DynamoDB, RDS versus DynamoDB, and the lab on it. Before completing, I want to show you I have logged in as a Kepro training, and then I will go to services and I will go to database. See this. If you type your database, many things has come. Remove that. See this RDS, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, Neptune, Redshift, QLDB, DocumentDB. All this has here. We can go one by one and we'll discuss that. So this is the next topic we are going to discuss. Thank you. Let's keep learning. If you have any feedback, please send us to feedback@kepro.co.in. If you want to learn other technology of blockchain, cloud, data science, ETL, data lake, DevOps, big data testing, and a cloud testing, please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thanks again. Let's keep learning.